All right. When creating backlinks, does IP address matter? So I'll let you answer it because this is definitely more. I feel like this is kind of like a
No,
PBN question.
not unless you're building.
Or
So, okay, let's put our tinfoil hat on. If you're building on Chrome, hypothetical, Google's got all your info, right?
oh, because he's saying when creating backlinks, so he's talking about like
Yeah,
creating pillow links or something.
yeah, sure. Now, so I'm going to say that I don't really, well, I'm also automating all of that at this point in time. The only time I really got into worrying about that was early on, and I used this. God, it was such a confusing platform. It had so many different facets, but God, I cannot remember the name of it. I mean, it's been probably like 5 years. But anyhow, long story short, it's not something I really worry about. Now, mind you, when I'm doing like
Like
PBN
host
linking,
IP address.
um, oh, is that what he's
I don't know.
talking
I'm just
about?
kind of throwing that in there.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, host IP address would matter, especially on something like I'm about to talk about, which is PBN,
Yeah.
right? Even with PBN, if I'm manually from my computer like making links on PBN sites, then I'm typically going to use Firefox or another browser, and I'm going to do things through there. Which like again, it's tinfoil hatty. I don't necessarily think Google is like sniping such small scale stuff, but hypothetically, they could. So from that perspective, like I do use another browser. I keep my IP address, you know, internal to what I'm doing and away from quote Google's eyes. Hypothetically, if they were to look, which again, it's paranoia in my opinion, and it's crazy. Um, Now, mind you, if you're doing something like building backlinks across a lot of social profiles, etc., then masking your IP address does sometimes, it's something that you do have to do, especially when you're building massive amounts of yeah, social profile links or like Web 2.0s, etc. They're tracking what you're doing and they don't want a bunch of bots creating a bunch of spammy stuff. So there you might get a bit technical with what you're doing as far as IP masking goes. But for the most part, I'm not using a proxy or a VPN or anything like that to do my backlinking. Like I said, that one tool I tried years ago, it automated all that for you, but it was crazy confusing and, in my opinion, not necessary. And if you're asking this question, um, just to limit any kind of paranoia, just use a different browser when you're working on stuff. That would be my advice. And if you're doing outreach through Gmail, consider that that's also Google.
Um. Yeah. So I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry about, for the most part, when you're creating backlinks, I wouldn't worry about your IP address. The big thing would be, if you're creating a PBN network, your host, where the sites are hosted, you're gonna want to spread out on different hosts so their IPs are different or whatever, and make it look a little bit more natural. But other than that, I don't. I feel like if you're creating like pillow links or something, like you're going out and creating like social profiles or forum comments or something, I wouldn't worry about IP at all. If you're going out and trying to score like guest posts or something, then it just doesn't matter as well. Yeah, I'm not sure why we've got this question two times in the past week. It's something we've never been asked before, and it's something we just got asked twice, very in a small time frame. So I'm not really sure where this is coming from. I don't know if there's an article on this or something recently, but it's not something that we worry about at all. It's not something that I ever.
I mean, people asking this question are typically they've been diving down the rabbit hole of
Yeah,
PBN
yeah. So that's what I was
and
thinking. For
building
for PBN,
typically.
then yeah, definitely make sure the hosts are
Mhm.
kind of spread out, right? Don't want to create any footprints.
Well, yeah, but not only just the host, but also, hiding your IP address from accessing the WP admin to a bunch of sites under
I
Google, right?
gotcha.
And again, that's like this is from back in the day too. I guess that's why I tried out that tool. There was a SEO very popular who was just tinfoil hat everything, and they like to the T operated like some sort of security person when it came to hiding who they were and backlinking. I think it's a little bit crazy,
Yeah.
but everybody's got their own recipe, and who knows, maybe if you're not at least somewhat careful with it, like I said, it got me to use at least a different browser if I'm going to be doing stuff like that. So I guess a little bit of that tinfoil lives in me as well.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the description below for links to our blog for more info on this topic, along with a bunch of other cool stuff like case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Thanks and happy ranking.